What's going on, family? Back in the lab with Abreu and King David, man. We got a great show tonight. From Unnecessary Reference, we're going to be talking about Matt Ryan, the new president of operations for the Atlanta Falcons. We also going to be talking about who you got in this national championship, Miami or Indiana, man. Both teams look good. Indiana does look dominant. The Big Ten might win another one, but can the ACC here's the ACC ruin their plans. So, King David, man, welcome back to the show, man. We got a great one for everybody tonight, man.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Hey, man, we do have a new president of operations for the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to start off with that. His name is Matty Ice Ryan, man. How do you feel about that move, King David?
Seems to be a smart move. Matt know the city, know the franchise. Played here for what 14
14
years or
seasons.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he understands kind of the inner workings of it. And like I said, he's a quarterback, so I believe Matt gonna approach it like what I wish I would have had when I was a quarterback. The coach I would have wish I would have had. The GM I wish I would have had. The way I wish the organization was ran when he was a
When he
quarterback.
was
So I think
quarterback.
that's going to be his approach and the way he's going to try to run it as president of football operations.
So a lot of people are saying that Matt Ryan don't have no front office experience, GM, coaching, assistant GM, no nothing. Vice president of football, he has nothing. So can he do this job and can he do the job effectively? A lot of people got some reservations about him in this particular role. But so how did you feel overall? Though I know you just kind of answered it, but if you look at it from a business standpoint, he has been a quarterback. He was pretty successful here as a quarterback in the city because he didn't win a championship. But the team had more winning seasons, I think, than losing seasons under Matt.
Yeah, he lacks some experience, but he's going to have a GM. So they like he is the GM. It's going to be a GM there making those decisions. He's just going to be like, okay, yes, yeah, nay, based on I guess him as a player and his new role, but he's going to have those people around him. It ain't like he's coming in this alone.
That's true.
Like any good, any business, you got people around you that knows what's going on, knows the business. You just may be the manager or the head person, but you got people around you that know what's going on and then being in those situations. So I believe he's going to learn quickly. It's going to be some things he don't know, but I think he's going to be just fine.
I think he can't
This
do
is
no
new for us
worse
anyway. So
job. He can't do no worse job than damn Richard McKay did the last 21 years. You know what I mean? He or however long he been. Well, I don't think he was a president of operation that long, but he can't do a worse job than Rich McKay. Rich McKay did a horrible job for this franchise, and I don't care what people say. So I'm excited to see what Matt Ryan got.
yeah, it's a new direction that is something fresh, seems like for us, and you get a guy that, like I said, have been a player that we've seen on the field that we know wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
He never was able to win a ring for this city as a player, so I believe he got a chip on his shoulder to bring one as an executive.
Yeah, I think so. I do think so. I think he's I think we can win one with Matt. I think he will bring the right people in. I think he will see the coach, see the GM. Um, I think he can lead the franchise in a direction that we've been missing for a long time. Seemed like when they say they was going to interview Matt for this position, I already knew Matt had the job. We all knew that Arthur was going to hire him. Him and Arthur has a great relationship. Seemed like I don't know neither one of them, but seemed like they got a great relationship. So you automatically knew that was Matt's job.
Right, right, no question about it.
No questions
Um,
about it. Mm-hmm. So
Everything else is just basically formalities. I guess to cover all the bases and the rules and regulation of people that had to interview. I would imagine.
mm-hmm. And that's what Rich McKay always gonna be in the shadows. I don't know what he got on Arthur Blank, but he always gonna be in the shadows, bro. They say Matt might be the face, but Rich still doing the damn job. You just never know with Rich McKay, bro.
Hey,
he just
Rich Rich must he must know where the bodies is at, man. He
He
know where the
must
bodies is
be, bro.
buried.
Golly, we can't get rid of this stuff, gun, bro. We define GM after GM. We define head coach after head coach, and Richard K still there. We still losing. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited. I am excited by seeing Richard K. We still got a lot of coaches out there. I seen that they interviewed Kevin Stefanski. They interviewed Clint Klubnik. They talk about trying to interview Harbaugh, if I'm not mistaken. So they are trying to move fast on it right now. I think, and I'm hearing a lot of or the sports commentators mentioning that this is one of the most attractive jobs out there with the stadium and the city and the owner. So and looking around at all the jobs out here, South Miami, Miami seems like it's probably a nice job too, but they don't have the talent that this particular team they have.
Yeah, I kind of heard mixed reviews. One of the things that a lot of people point to Atlanta is that what's the quarterback situation? That's the one thing that's not is unknown for Atlanta right now. What's the quarterback
Mm-hmm.
situation? We believe Kurt is gone. I know they restructured, but I believe they restructured it to get him out of here, get him off the books. And Penix, he's probably gonna miss this entire year. So what is the
Yeah.
quarterback situation? So that's what I'm hearing a lot of about this Atlanta job.
And you remember what we had talked about earlier? I said if I'm an incoming GM, I've got to. This is a Michael Penix jersey I got on right now. I would hate to see the young man leave, but if I'm an incoming GM, I'm probably looking to move on from not cut him immediately. But what I'm saying after his country, I'll be drafting another quarterback or bringing in somebody who can lead this franchise for a while. And Mike can either learn from them, then we can build him up and trade him, use him as trade bait or whatever. But I don't see if I'm the incoming GM, I don't see Mike being my starting quarterback at this particular point. And it could have been the last coaching staff that screwed this young man up because he had some really bad mechanics from what I could see from the arm, from the throwing motion to his footwork. And he might turn out to be a really great quarterback. But as a GM, do you want to risk that with his potential history, injury history?
Yeah, well, the one thing we probably can't get a quarterback this year. We don't have a first round pick unless we see a guy that we really like in the second, third round. But I think we need other pieces right now. Mechanics, I believe, is fixable. The injury history, that's it is what it is. There, can't do nothing about that. So, but yeah, I think he got to prove himself. Like I said, you're not gonna cut him right away. You might just not re-sign him, let him play out this rookie deal. But I believe he just got to prove himself over the rest of his deal. If I'm a GM, and I gotta evaluate from that
Evaluate.
standpoint.
Well, like I said, I like the kid, bro. I think he's not a young guy now. You know what I mean? Mike pretty old, bro. He seemed like he was 25, 26. So he's pretty up there on the age wise. But I do like Mike Penix. I think Raheem and Zach Robinson and TJ Yates failed him. That's my personal opinion. You know what I mean? So that's why I said what I said about him. And now you got to get this Falcons thing turned around pretty quickly. So Matt got his hands full because I think it's not next year, the year after Drake London's contract. I think next year's Drake contract is up. And then you got Kyle Pitts contract, and right now I'm leaning toward franchising Kyle. I don't want to let Kyle go right out the window right now. And then right after Drake London, here's Bijan. Bijan gonna get paid. So we got to turn that thing around quick, and we pretty much got to get a quarterback that's not gonna break the bank in order to be able to do it.
Yeah, yeah. What you got another what year two with Pennis? What is this? The second, third year?
This is the second year here.
Okay, so you probably got what 3 years. You get if you choose to, you can franchise him or fifth year option him. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you probably got 3 years if that's the route you go. But Yeah, it's gonna be some decisions made, but I'm sure, like I said, we're gonna have money. Obviously, we know the cap go up every year, so you're gonna get a little bit more money every year. But yeah, them guys you mentioned got to get paid. Pitts, you don't know. You have to kind of evaluate that. A lot of people say let him go. I think you give him another shot under new regime, new coach, possibly the offensive minded coach. But yeah, Drake gonna get paid. Bijan gonna get paid hands down.
Yeah.
That's your core.
That's your core. Like I just said, man, I'm franchising. I'm franchising Kyle. I'm not letting him go. Not right now. And if I got to franchise him twice, I did to see what I got. The last 4 games under Kirk Cousins, Kyle Pitts looked like the Kyle Pitts that we know he could be. You know what I mean? So, and he's a mismatch nightmare for any DB out there, for any linebacker out there, where he's on his game. I don't know what was going on or what was the play calling in the beginning of the season, but I know when Kirk got in there and he was able to play on the center, which could trigger that play action. Kyle looked damn good.
Yeah, Cal did. And I think it's just another route tree that he was getting to. A lot of times, like I say, when Drake went out, he was getting Drake route. So I put a lot of that on coaching. And Penix got to be better too. You got to be tough. You got to go to the ball. A lot of times, not Penix, Pitch,
Mhm.
they go fight for the ball.
He did.
So it's kind of lackadaisical in some of his routes. So you need to have sharper routes. So it's a combination, but I think the coaches could have done a better job designing a route tree that fits his skill set. We've seen the guy can play. Like I said, his rookie year, over 1,000 yards, different regime, different coach. Obviously,
Hmm.
that was designing different plays for him. So the guy, he can play. You just got to design um, a better route tree for him.
Hmm.
And kind of get him back engaged. I think he had lost his love for the game a little bit under this regime here, where like
I
I said,
think
he wasn't
so.
fighting for the ball and just didn't seem like he truly cared.
I do
So
think so.
yeah, so new coach. Hopefully, offensive minded coach can get him back engaged in the game and design better plays where Drake can get off, Pitts can get off, and Bijan can get off, and that's what
Hmm.
really will make your offense go and very explosive.
I definitely got you. I definitely got you on that, man. So I'm looking forward to this new regime coming in. I'm excited about who they could possibly bring in. There are some coaches out there. There are some coaching combinations out there. I think that would be great.
Anybody
Um,
you like in particular, Brew?
I do like Harbaugh, which I don't think we'll get him. I like Clint. I like Clint. I think he's a young-minded, but I would like to see him bring in some experience around him. But being a first-time head coach, I'm not for sure that's what the Falcons truly need this time around. We've done that with Mike Smith. We've done that with Dan Quinn. We've done that with Arthur Smith, and now we re what you call it? We circle back around to Raheem, but Raheem was a coach previous in Tampa Bay, head coach in there. But so I'm not for sure that a first year head coach would be the best thing, but I'm not the president of operations nor the GM. Click come in here and do a hell of a job. You see what Sean McVay did out there in the Rams for the last 9 years.
Yeah, I think it's really identifying uh, that guy that really stands out in these processes. Like I said, yeah, you see what McVay doing. You've seen what my man in Chicago doing right now.
Mhm.
Can't think his name, but he just won it today. But
Yeah,
yeah,
just one. Yeah.
yeah, turn it around, man. So I think it can work. You just gotta pinpoint the right guy. You really looking for the like I say in the movie, the genes among the geniuses. All these guys good. You look for this guy who just stands out above the rest.
Yeah,
And if that's
exactly.
a first year head coach, then so be it. But yeah, that's you just gotta identify that guy and make sure you get the right guy this time.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious, man, to see how this thing turn out, man, with the NFL. Of course, our season is over. in the collegiate realm and the NFL realm, but I'm gonna sit and watch and see who can win the Super Bowl, see who win the Natty this year. But we talk about the Natty, man. We got to talk about the Natty. That's our thumbnail for tonight. IU, Miami. Who you looking at and why?
Man, Indiana is looking pretty unbeatable to me right now. They just molly whopping everybody that lines up in front of them.
They are.
So it'll be hard for me not to say Indiana. I can make a case for Miami. You know, they playing at home. It's in Miami. Um, we know like NFL had the runs of home teams winning Super Bowls. That might can translate to college with Miami winning their home. I don't know if that happened lately or ever. I'm not sure right off the top of my head, but man, Indiana's just looking so good, looking physically offensive, looking physically on the defensive side of the ball, and don't look like anybody can really stop them. So if I'm a betting man, I'm saying Indiana gonna take it.
You know, I just had it pulled up the stat line. The spread, man, is 7.5 points. Seven and a half points, Indiana. So we gonna see. My thing is this: IU got the oldest roster in college. You talking about 23, 24, 25 year olds. So you out there talking about grown men out there playing against these little young kids. So these jokers are old. However, they do look dominant when they beat the trunk off of Alabama, the elephant trunk off the hole. Then they turn around and beat the flippers off of the duck bill off of Oregon, bro. I'm kind of glad my dogs ain't got to play them cat, bro.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
dog, bro.
I
These
would say the
cats,
same thing, bro. This them cats look prime right now.
and it's like they had a layoff, like every other team had a layoff, but these cats came out here putting belt to ass to everybody. You get a whooping, you get a whooping. You know what I mean? Everybody, they giving that mess out like a Christmas present, bro.
Ooh, yeah, he's like Debo. Who else wants someone in
Who else?
Indiana?
Exactly, bro. So I was looking at it when they beat Bama, right? I I was expecting them, like I said, Bama could find a run game. They was gonna beat Bama. But I wasn't expecting them cats to dog walk Bama like that. I really wasn't. You know what I mean? But and then I was like, all right, well, maybe it's a fluke. This is just a system at IU. You know, that's a good ass system. You know, boom, boom, boom. Then they turn around and dog walk Oregon. They beat Oregon worse this time than they did last time, bro. No matter what that score said, bro, they beat Oregon up, bro. You know what I mean? Dan
Yeah,
Lander's over there looking like, who the hell is the cat, bro?
yeah. And the thing is, man, they don't call off the dogs. They're like, hey, man, go ahead and really beat them up. And
I
not like
like that.
Kirby gonna call off the dogs at a certain point. So Nettie just like, hey, man, we're gonna continue to score on these cats. So it's kind of that
Exactly.
mentality is like we playing the full 60
60 minutes.
minutes, no matter what, no matter
Exactly.
the score, we gonna play our game. And I love that.
Oh, I love that too, man. And so that's when I was looking at that. Now they got to do it this year here because they do have a lot of juniors and seniors. They got a lot of guys that are gonna be gone next year. I feel in looking at the roster. Of course, you got the transfer portal, so they'll bring in more players because the NIL deal. But man, if they're gonna do it, bro, they got to do it this year. And then let me ask you this: I hate to say it because I am SEC. We got a lot of people up there call us SEC homers, and you damn right because I live in the South. I live in Georgia. I'm a represent Georgia, so yes, I am SEC homer. I am pro SEC. But if Indiana wins it this year, is the Big Ten has taken the reign of best conference right now.
You would have to say yes. And, and I understand, you know, the circumstance of how some of them teams won, but you have to say yes. You win three, the last three. You gotta say yes, and it pains me to say that because
It
yeah,
pays
I'm
to
an
say it,
SEC
though,
guy
but
too. But hey, man. they the one the last three natties. If it happens that way, I have to say yes.
Yeah, exactly. If it happens that way, they'll be the one of the last three natties with three different teams. So I'm like, it pains me too, bro. But I have to give it up to the Big Ten at that point. You know what I mean? You know, are they going into the playoff healthy? Maybe. I don't know. I can't even argue that no more. I won't be able to argue that no more because at the end of the day, if Indiana win, they'll be the Big Ten that won the last three national championships. So it is what it is at that particular point.
Right, right, right. Yeah, like I said, you can argue many things, but bro, at the end of the day,
Uh-huh.
you just gotta win.
Yeah,
Gotta win.
you got to win, bro. So yeah, so hey, but yeah, man, they are looking Indiana has surprised me. They're looking strong on both sides of the ball. When I saw that game the other night, Friday night against Oregon, right? And I'm looking at I just saw what Oregon did to Texas Tech. I said, okay, Oregon probably gonna get these boys all they can handle because Oregon came out looking pretty physical. Indiana was physical with Bama. This finna be a clash of the Titans,
Okay,
bro.
right,
That's what I'm
right.
thinking. These boys finna get it. Man, Indiana swung on them cats, bro, and kept swinging, bro. Dan
Kept
Landers over
swinging.
there like, bro, I looked at the score. It was 35-7 before halftime, bro.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I was like,
I tuned out. I tuned out at that point. I'm like, it's a wrap.
me too, bro. I was like, IU is a basketball school. Damn, they are off the chain, bro. So so hats off to the boys, man. Hats off to Indiana. Now, let me ask you this, because somebody brought this up on our unnecessary roughness TikTok today. They're just like, what do you think about Justin Fields and Carson Beck leaving Georgia, going to play for other schools, and going to the natty with other schools outside of Georgia? Does that say anything about Georgia?
Not really to me, no. What would
They
it
were just
say
saying
though?
that. They were just saying that. Excuse me. They were just saying Justin Field left Georgia, went to Ohio State, went to the Natty. He lost, but he went. Carson Beck left Georgia, went to Miami. Now he's heading to the national championship. But they didn't do it with Georgia, but they did it outside of Georgia. Is it the system? Is it the coaching? What do y'all think about that? And I was like, well, I really didn't have an answer for that. Like, hey, they either got lucky or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's two different systems. At the time, Justin Fields and Beck was under two different systems, I believe. I don't
I
know
think
who
they were. Yeah.
most. So, yeah, I don't think the system and this. Who was the OC when Justin was here?
Was
Because
it
that was on
Bobo?
the cover too.
Was it Bobo?
No, it couldn't.
Well,
No, not when Kirby got the job. Didn't he bring in Monken? I thought originally.
he might have. Let's see. Was Top Monken? Because I was like UGA. Let's see, UGA.
Nah, if it was Bobo in both systems, we might can make the argument that yeah, maybe it's a system, but.
Uh huh.
I feel like it might have been Monken when he Kirby came on.
2018, we had Jim Chaney. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
okay.
Jim Chaney. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so two different systems. So no, I don't like the Bobo system, so I think that did hurt Beck in hindsight of looking at it. But Justin just yeah, they weren't gonna sit down. They weren't gonna sit down that boy they had at the time. Can't think of his
From
name right now.
that was from
From yeah,
Jake
Jake
from.
Fromm. So even though we all thought Justin was better and he
Yeah,
should have got the opportunity, but yeah. So no,
I got you on that.
yeah, I can't say that says anything about Georgia to me because Georgia did go on to win natties after that. So
After that is true. So I'm gonna get back to this national championship. They said matchup predictor. Everybody got Indiana 68.3% chance of winning. The spread is 7.5. The total over and under is 48.5 points. right now, I got a feeling this is going to change as we get closer to the game day. But if you was a betting man, do you take that 7.5 spread against Miami?
Probably yes, the way Indiana has been playing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would probably say yes, but it, Miami is a good team. Miami got a good front. If they can get after Indiana, they might can do some things. They are nice up front. Um, but man, it just and they play like they home, so they might have which Indiana travel well
They do.
during those games too. So it's but yeah, I would probably take the 7 points. Indiana just playing so well and they look like a well-oiled machine. So I'm probably gonna say yes, I would take that point.
And then over and under 48, you think they're going to score over 48 or under 48 if you was a betting man?
Yeah, I think talking about combined, yeah, I think that's going over 48.
I think
Both of
that's
them
going
teams
over
like
to
to
48.
score. Yeah.
They can't score. Hey, and then another thing, man, I was talking on our Facebook channel, Unnecessary Roughness Facebook today. Somebody said that Miami got away with the pass interference at the end of the game. It was pass interference, but as a referee, I'm not calling that. I'm
No,
not.
it's got to be
I'm not.
egregious.
Yeah, it got to be egregious, or I'm not going to be the referee that can possibly overthrow the game. Not for that. Not for the last few seconds of the game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's the right call. Yeah, they probably could have been, but yeah, ref
Mhm.
ain't gonna do a good ref ain't gonna do that unless, like he says, egregious. He snatched him down, and because he was beat, then yes, you gotta throw that flag.
But other than
At
that,
that
yeah,
point, it's like they fight for the ball.
that's it exactly. So one last thing, man, on that on this Trinidad Chambers, he got denied for the 6 year waivers. Was do you think that it was fair for him to get denied on that waiver, or because there've been other quarterbacks that played
Right,
6 years, bro? Hell,
right.
Carson Beck is in his
That's
6 year now.
7. That's 6 and 7.
Poverty,
Yeah,
I think, played 7.
yeah.
Um, Stetson Bennett, I think, played 7, if I'm not mistaken. So there have been other quarterbacks that played a 6 year eligibility. So, and I know some people are like, well, you got to stop it at some point, or they'll be asked for 10. I understand it, but there have been players get a 6 year of eligibility. So, did that sway your opinion about the NCAA either way?
He probably should have got. I had to look at his circumstances, compare some of them other guys, but yeah, like you say, other players that got it, so he probably should have got it, possibly. But if you're gonna stop it, I think you stop it before people start requesting. Like, look, as of 2026, there would be no more eligibility of past 6 years or
I
five
think
years.
so. Yeah.
I think that's how you kind of got to stop it. You just can't be like, "Nah, I'm gonna deny this guy when he requested because we're stopping it." No, that ain't how you do it.
I'm
So
with
yeah, he
you.
probably should have got it. And yeah, the NCAA is pretty much trash to me anyway. They kind of do what they want to do, let people do certain people do what they want to do. So yeah, they pretty much trash to me.
So that only option Trinidad Chambers got now is to go pro. But he put on a show for that one season of at a Power Four school. He put on a show. He was strong. He was accurate, and he beat some of the best schools. So he put a lot on tape to be desired. Will he be allowed to come to the combine? I don't know. He came from D2, but if he went to the draft, which I'm sure he gonna go to the draft, because that's his only option to keep playing now. What round or what grade would you give Trinidad Chambers as a player um, in the NFL?
He showed me a lot of good things on tape, man. He really did. I had to really see how he read defenses. He get the ball out quick, and I felt like he was a one read quarterback,
Mm,
opposed to being able to go through his progression. So in that terms, he'd probably be probably mid third, a third round, fourth round, possibly for me if I'm looking at him. Because I don't feel he's gonna get in and be able to play right away. Because he's like I say, he's a one read. He
would
stared
be.
down his receivers. So you got to kind of learn. from that. But he got a good arm strength. He knows he's athletic. He was accurate. Um, at points, he just played backyard football where it's like you got to make a play. Now the NFL guys bigger, faster, stronger, and you might not be able to do that as much because
And
you're
their
gonna take
window
some
get
hits.
smaller.
It does. So yeah, it'll be third, fourth, possibly for me. Because you got to sit a little bit and learn.
He gonna have to. And then they said after that game, Lane Kiffin made a call and said, "Hey man, deny that cat. We don't need that cat to come back." It was being facetious that people said that, but if Lane did something like that, shame on you, Lane. 'Cause he said he was going back to Ole Miss and he wasn't coming to LSU. So I said, Lane was like, hell no, we gonna make a call. You ain't playing. No. If it ain't LSU, you ain't playing the college. I don't
And
blame
Lane got
him.
that much power.
I
My
don't blame him
goodness.
to do no mess like that. But yeah, man. So but yeah, right now, college. We got one more game for the college to come to the end. We got a lot of movement in the transfer portal. We'll be talking about the transfer portal probably on Sunday. I was hoping that Georgia, because I thought Georgia was in line to get big receiver Cam Coleman from Auburn, but look like he's going over to Texas. Texas got the NIL money, so we'll wrap up all these transfer portals.
Georgia got to pay, man. We don't want to pay. We got to pay. Got to pay to play, baby.
They got to pay to play now. It's rumored that Nate Frazier is entering the transfer portal. Also with Chauncey Bolt. Both of them could be possibly entering the transfer portal with Nate. It's about money. So Nate been our bell cow, especially this year here and last year. He had a fumble probably the year before last when we had ETN, but this year Nate was our bell cow. So Kirby got to open the purse and keep that guy. Keep certain guys. You just got to pay regardless.
Yeah. Hey, we if we lose that, man, that running back room gonna be low because we already lost Robinson. He transferred. Roger transferred, so he's gone. If Nate and Barnes, man, that room gonna be thin. So yeah, I don't know what Kirby's doing. And we just said it many times on the show, like, bro, you gotta adjust to this time we're in. You can't come with this old school mentality right now. I, Especially with the way you work these guys. You talking about how hard you work in practice? Oh man, you gotta pay.
You
You
got to pay these
These
guys.
guys getting beat up well out. So by the time they get to the next level, it's like, man, we done put in all this wear and tear on our body and nothing really to show for it.
Got you.
Monetary wise. So come on, Kirby. Come on, man. That ain't right. Come on, gotta pay him.
You got to pay these guys. So yeah, yeah, that's rumored right now. I've been watching it on X to see a lot of sports guys putting it out there right now, like On Three and Bleacher Report and another one I'm watching to see. Plus, I'm watching UGA site to see if this thing gonna transfer. They saying neither one of them has re-signed yet with Georgia, and they trying to negotiate. They negotiate. So yes, if we lose Nate Robinson or Chauncey Bowles, shame on Kirby on that.
Yeah, Fraser, Nate Fraser. Yeah,
Nate Ferguson.
absolutely. Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
man. So yeah, with that said, man. So we already picked Indiana. You want to put a score? You want to put a score to the Indiana Miami game?
I believe it's gonna probably be exciting, man. Let's say 38 Indiana, 27 Miami.
That's a good one. That's a good one. hmm I think by being in Miami, I'm gonna go 35-27. I'm gonna go 35-27 Indiana or 35-24. Um, Indiana still win that game. I just don't think. I just think Indiana more dominant on defense for the full 60 minutes, for the full game. I, I see that outside of the front four, Miami could get picked apart with that, but Indiana seems like they solid all three levels of defense. So I'm definitely going Indiana in that. And the Big Ten winning, man, hats off to the Big Ten. My SEC they gotta do better. We got to do better with that, man. So
Nick Saban, you got to come back. No, I'm joking.
I'm with you on that, man. So with that said, man, we'll be back on Sunday at 8:30 to 8:45, somewhere around that time, man. Any closing remarks before we close out?
Nah, man, it's like I said, it's winding down, college winding down. So this we getting into this dry point. We still got a little bit of football left, like I say,
We
in the
do.
pro, but yeah, we getting into this dry season, man, which sad part for us sports fans and football fans. But yeah, we're gonna enjoy the rest of the way it lasts.
Exactly, man. King David, I'm Abru. Until next time, y'all be good, man. Talk to y'all soon.